Hi guys, welcome back to Beast Quest Series 3, Book 5, Tusk, the Mighty Mammoth. Right, this has got to be better than those other two books I mentioned. I'm sorry guys, it has to be. Tusk, the Mighty Mammoth, right now, in Series 3, is my favourite book so far. It beats Catemon, and it beats Naga, it beats them all. What was that other one? I forgot what the other one was. I think it was Naga. Yeah, it was Naga. Naga and Caemon. It beats those two. This is the number one now. And I said that Caemon and Naga were going to be hard to beat, but this one actually does it. So let's start things off. Well, Tom and Eleanor have just defeated Caemon, and as you know, Silver was taken away because he had to go to Avant. He had to get his wounds healed. And according to the map, Wizard Adro shows up. They're fighting, and he says the max beast is Tusk, and it's pretty obvious what that is. It's a mammoth, because he explains it's pretty obvious. They figured it out for themselves. But Tusk is a mammoth, and they figure it out for themselves. And they check the map, and they see that big X where Adoria marked it in Book 3. They might be passing the rebel camp from there, because that's where the beast is near. So they go into a forest where the beast lays dormant or something, and they come across Furno. This is where he's imprisoned. However, there is something to be alerted here. Eleanor knows about a plant that is in this forest that is the only living thing. It's called snake ferns. Now, apparently, I'm guessing, snake ferns grow in Elena's part of Avantia, because she knows about how they work and function. Tom tries to communicate with Furno, even though he's off distance, he's not in the same site as him. But he does tell them on their way he's coming, and he tells them what to look out for, the double-bladed thing. And he doesn't know what that is, but basically, it's pretty obvious what the answer is. If not, I'll just say right now, the double-bladed thing is Mammoth representing her tusks. But it's not really that big of a surprise. Anyway, they avoid the snake ferns, but Elena gets captured by them. And there's a choice for Tom right here. He has to decide whether to free his friend or go and save Furno. Reluctantly, Elena convinces him to go and save Furno. But when he does that, well, you know what's going to happen right now. Tusk shows up. And there's the jewel right there, the cover. You can see it's greenish right here, but according to the book's writing, it's amber, so there's your in. It's amber. Tom... Let's see. Let's check my notes. Snake ferns, that. Yep. Tom delivers another badass line, of course. Well, there's blood in my veins. I will defeat every beast you send, because Mallow is still communicating with him. Even Storm is with him. I forgot that. Storm is with him as he's riding off. And even though they get separated from the mammoth in a small scuffle-ish fight, the horse, beats the sides of the mammoth with his hooves. So even though he doesn't do anything, it's something to mention, because Storm mostly is a bit on the sidelines. So it's nice that he actually gets in there and does some action. But moving on. Where was I? I need to check that I missed that. Snake ferns. Tom communicated. Yep, here we are. Storm. Yep. Tom gets tossed. Yep, Tom gets tossed on Tusk's head to the ground. Yep. Okay. Away from Furno. Yep. Okay. I know. Now Tusk here. Apparently Tusk drives the fight to another spot. And eventually, he leads it back to Eleanor. He sees Eleanor. No, sorry, she sees Eleanor, because Tusk is a girl. and which is odd because if she's a girl, why does she have tusks? I know it doesn't make any sense because, well, I'm guessing it's magic. A wizard did it. Malvo is a wizard after all. And she goes after Eleanor. Now, luckily Eleanor is able to break free from the snake ferns just in time. However, as she falls, one of Tusk's tusks penetrates her skin. Turns out the tusks are poisonous. Tom takes the wounded Eleanor, leads the fight, loses Tusk under some bushes, and then decides that he has to get her to safety. After scuffling with, let's just scroll down the notes here. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here, guys, but I need to recheck that I missed anything for you guys. Tom finds. Yep. You know, that's it. Tom lures the ferns, the snake ferns, actually onto Tusk, providing them enough time for Tom and Eleanor to escape. Yeah. They go to the rebel camp, to where Adora is on the X marked thing, but when they get there, no one answers. I remember this bit better because I read the first half and then I read the second half. So I think I remember this stuff better. Right, so they go to the rebel camp and they find that no one's answering. It turns out that the rebels have been captured by Gorgonian guards, and guess who's leading those guards? Well, it's Seth. I mean, Seth was back in book 2 of, from what I know, he was in book 2 of this series right? Thought he was only there for one book, but no, he's back again. Apparently he's like a major character now. You could see him as sort of Tom's rival character, counterpart, whatever, if you want to, it's up to you. But now that he's back, he's leader of the rebels, he's in the Gorgonian Guards. And basically, Tom's new power from the last book is that he has a shadow. He sends the shadow to see what is behind the fences. Then Seth sees the shadow, which Seth follows the shadow back to Tom, and which leads the two of them into a sword fight that lasts a whole chapter. Now, Seth doesn't want his men getting involved, but they just watch the fight, which is a stupid thing because the rebels are free and they take back the camp. Seth and his men retreat, and of course, Adora is there too. Tom goes to her and explains that Eleanor's in poison, she needs a doctor now. Adora takes her to a medical woman and says that I've got a beast to kill, and says you stay here with her. But no, they don't stay here. Tom is not alone. They go with him and say we'll beat this beast together. We will not stand. We're going to run the second day of Malvel's wrath. We are going to fight for our land. Okay. I like this. I like the rebel. I like the fact that everyone is trying to help Tom beat a beast. It's not just Tom anymore. He's not alone. I know he's got his friends, but it's like he actually has the support of lots of people. And that's great. That is something new that the books have not done yet. This book has so many good twists like the others. If the book can do something new, it's a good point. That makes it a better book for me. And so far this book has done a few things new. Yes, it's taken Eleanor out. We've seen that before, but the way it takes her out is different. It adds some poison to it. You know, it does a bit of something more, but adding something extra to it. And when it's like the book starts off with Tom has a power, and then he goes to lower the forest, and then the snake ferns are built up, and then it goes to what else it goes to? It goes to Tusk. Then Tusk goes back to Eleanor, and Eleanor's got poisoned, and then it goes on and on. It's like an ongoing threat for Tom. Tom can't catch a break. But they go, now that they're together as an army, they go together as an army and split into two groups to try and coil up Tusk's body. Eventually, though, Tusk is sick of this and has one final scheme up his head. He decides to go after Furno and kill him. So she almost does that, but Tom holds on tightly to her nags her down. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the rebels thought they might lose at one point, and they almost did, but who shows up? Ella and Storm show up and give them the winning edge. That's what I forgot to mention. They show up and give them the winning edge. Then Tusk goes after Furno, and it looks like she's gonna kill him. She strips off the snake ferns with her tusks, and before she can lay a fatal blow on the dragon, Tom takes his sword and slashes with all his strength, destroying the tusks, slicing them both right off. And when that happens, it's over. Tusk is no longer tusked. She turns into an archway and allows Furno a trip home. And even Tom says, "Rebels, you can go too." But they said, "What about our other friends back in the camp?" There's no choice. It's now or never. Adora eventually agrees. They jump in. And that's the end of Book 5. However, there's one chapter left. And it's a warning from the gatekeeper. He says, "Was that the wise decision to do? You have no idea what effect this will have in Evarnia with Gorgonians there." So there is that sort of uneasy vibe that Tom is having in his mind. Was it the right thing to do? But right now, there's one more beast if they only... Eleanor says you can't worry about that right now. We've got to finish our beast quest. So, that was Tusk, the mighty mammoth. You can see why it's the best so far to me. Oh my god, was it such fun to read. Like I said, it's another one of those built-up books that builds up things. Like I said, where it builds up from the beast, and it builds up to the poison, and it builds up back to Eleanor, and then it goes... Then they go take Eleanor to the camp, and then Seth is there again, and they have to fight Seth, and the rebels come back and they take back the camp. Adora is there, Eleanor gives it to her, says, "You stay here, I've got to kill this beast." But no, they say, "We will fight with you," and then, oh, it looks like they're gonna lose, and Eleanor shows up. But then Tusk comes back with another punching leg and says, "No, I'll kill the beast," But Tom says, "No, you will not kill this beast. I will stop you." He grabs the beast and he kills it like that, slicing the horns right off. It's an amazing, totally breathless taking book. It keeps going and going, and it looks like something... It's like each character is pushing back on this tugging rope. Oh my god. Tusk the Mighty Mammoth. Underrated on the cover to me, but boy was it an enjoyment to read. It just goes to show with a good read, a book can be interesting. And speaking of interesting, I have only one more book to go in Series 3. So, Sting, you've got a lot to look up to. Let's see how this series ends. See you next time, guys. Also, I just forgot to mention that Silver comes back in the book in the end. Sorry. So Silver comes back at the end, and he's ready to help out Eleanor, Tom, and Storm once again. The four companions are all back together to wrap up Series 3. Yeah, so that is the end of Book 5. See you back on Sting, Scorpion Man. Book 6 awaits us.